Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Wednesday, May 8th, 2019. The alleged shooters at the STEM school just outside of Denver, Colorado, and Highlands Ranch, they appeared in court on May 8th. 5-8, like 58, the number that ties together so many of the mass shootings from the time of the Aurora Theater shooting in Colorado up to the present. 58, 58, 58. Connects nearly every mass shooting you can think of. Sandy Hook, several other theater shootings, the Las Vegas massacre where they reported 58 killed. 58 is a number that's symbolic to Freemasonry, which controls government, police, and media. Anyhow, the name of these two young men who shot up this school just outside of Denver near the anniversary of Columbine, where there were two shooters, their names are McKinney and Erickson. Alec McKinney, Devon Erickson. And look at how their names compare in Gematria with Columbine. In the two ciphers that we've been looking at every day since 2013, the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, as written about by Manly P. Hall, who said these ciphers are used within secret societies such as Freemasonry. Just look, it is a perfect overlap in all the ciphers. Columbine, Terror, McKinney, Erickson. Perfect. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to go back to this news story from April 17th, which we covered very well that day. Almost 20 school districts close while the FBI searches for an 18-year-old infatuated with Columbine. And this headline came 3 days before the 20th anniversary of the Columbine shooting on April 20th. From April 17th to the day of this shooting, just outside of Denver, on May 7th was 20 days later. See how that works? Don't forget Columbine High School equals 99, the shooting in 99. The date this story happened, nearly 20 districts on lockdown. That was a date with 40 numerology like Columbine, like the names of both shooters. You also had the killing of Alan Garcia that day by shooting, which was April 17th, the 107th day of the year, shooting 107. This was supposedly the woman from Florida. Notice, so many of the mass shootings come out of Florida and Colorado, especially the Denver area, overwhelmingly, a very disproportionate amount. Anyhow, this woman was from Florida, had the school districts on lockdown in Colorado. She was found dead in the woods naked, which doesn't make any sense. Her name was Soul Pice, Gematria 44, like Wednesday, the day it happened, like shooting. April 17th, 193, the 44th prime. There was a manhunt for Soul Pice. Look at how her name has perfect overlap in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. They said she was infatuated with Columbine. You see how the headlines emphasize that? Infatuated equals 38. Like Colorado, Colorado equals 38. Colorado's the 38th state in order of statehood. She's from Florida, 38. Deaths, 38. All of this stuff perfectly coded. Death, 38 and 20. Nearly 20 districts on lockdown for the 20-year anniversary. And then 20 days later, you get this shooting where somebody's reportedly killed. Obviously, this is an agenda by the numbers as we've spelled it out. As this should be obvious to everyone ever since September 11th, the national emergency on 911. Go back and look at the shooters for Columbine. Dylan Klebold, Eric Harris. One of them was born on September 11th, and they supposedly journaled that they wanted to hijack planes and fly them into New York City skyscrapers. Talk about predictive programming for September 11th. These news stories, they're an ongoing web of deceit. So, again, here's the image they put out. A boy with his head down. You can't even see his face. The name Alec McKinney, his initials A.M. A's the first letter, M's the 13, 113, like 113, the number of the Scottish Rite. Again, like we talked about, the day of the shooting on May 7th, Scottish Rite 57, Scottish Rite of Freemasonry 127. A shooting on 5/7, the 127th day of the year at the STEM school, STEM 57. May 7, 2019 was a date with 51 numerology, STEM school 51, STEM also 51, as is mass shooting, as is Douglas County where it happened. They said 2 shooters, 51, 57 to go with the date. Again, we covered all this stuff the other day, so here's our 2 shooters. Alec McKinney, 115, like killing like Masonic. Again, we talked about the Columbine overlap. Devon Erickson, 64, like kill. Again, the Columbine overlap's the big thing in these children's names. Notice how Columbine and terror jive. That's what it's all about. The original definition of terrorism is government by intimidation. Also, they said the one victim who died was named Kendrick Ray Castillo. What jumps out about his name right away? 4 base ciphers: alphabetic order with rules numerology, reverse alphabetic order with numerology. The 303 stands out. That's the Denver area code, the 303. And so does the 123. We talked about this the day of the shooting. STEM School, Highlands Ranch, 123. And for those of you who listen to my radio show, longtime caller from Arizona, good friend of the show, he happens to have someone in his family friend who used to teach at this school and who's all distraught because she said she knew this child personally, Kendrick Ray Castillo. She said this was her favorite child at the whole school. She doesn't teach there anymore. She just quit recently. But, the Arizona caller, he called out, he said, "Don't you think that's weird? She says she knows this kid." And, it just makes you wonder. If these operations are being carried out by the government and they're using MK Ultra victims, something's going on in Denver. Maybe they got a huge MK Ultra program there. We all know something weird is up with Denver. They got the highly Masonic airport, as I talked about in the last video. Something's going on in Denver. But who knows? If these kids are under MK Ultra, that means they're under mind control, and perhaps they're told to target a certain child. Maybe this child was chosen because of his name. He had the right name for the school, the right name for the area. His name has other interesting numbers too: 84, Masonry, Jesuit, Zionism, they're all 84. If you've read my book, 21, 84, and 303 are all big numbers with the Jesuits. And those are the Masons within the Catholic Church. But something's definitely going on here. So, also this woman, that I've heard about through the grapevine, she doesn't work there anymore, so she's hearing through the grapevine too. But she reached out to our friend in Arizona and said, "Oh, no, this shooting is real. I knew that kid. He was my favorite kid at the whole school," which seems like an exaggerated thing to say. But this is no accident. Your 2 shooters, the story's already synced up 20 days after this, federal propaganda. Columbine being in the news recently. Again, you have that young girl at Columbine advocating for the My Last Shot campaign to get students to put stickers on their ID to show their dead bodies in the news if they're shot at a school shooting. But again, here's the post from days before they put out the names of the victims. We already talked about this conspiracy angle with the date numerology, what was encoded. Now you get the one victim and his name's the exact same in the same cipher. So they also first put out at least 7 injured, 2 suspects. That was the initial reporting. Highlands Ranch 72, 72, School 72, Columbine High 72. So bottom line is your federal government's responsible for this. This is their agenda. The original definition of terrorism is government by intimidation. That's what we have here. And it's just always the same numbers. It's just so clear to see that it's Freemasonry, it's secret societies behind this. Both of these kids in court on 5/8, again, in the most pure cipher, the alphabetic order with the rules numerology, the dark blue one. Freemasonry 58, Rosicrucian 58. Freemasonry came out of the Rosicrucian order. Secret society 58. How do you spell his name? James Egan Holmes. How do you spell it? However you spell it, it's 58. I think that is how you spell it. James Egan Holmes, 58. The Sandy Hook shooting on a date with 58 numerology, and a million more. So Just never ends. Same patterns. Same people responsible. We'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time.